Welcome to the Wager Makers Podcast with Web and Smitt.
Brick by brick, baby.
I'm freaking out, Web.
I was told there'd be no man. Stupidity's going to be an asset. What a bunch of crybabies.
Hello, my name is Steve Smith, and this is Rob Weber. Say hey, Web.
Well, hello. What's up, Smitt?
What's up, man? I'm Smitt, that's Web, and we are the Wager Makers, and this is the Wager Maker Podcast. This is a special Super Bowl extravaganza edition.
Yeah,
we're going to have chickens, Web. We're going to have psychics. Your daughter's going to be on to make a pick. Hopefully we get something right. Hopefully we get something right.
Big week.
All right, Web, this is Wager Maker Podcast number 80.
Number 80. Time flies. We're having fun. I was thinking about this today. I was at like 2 jobs ago when we first started this thing.
It's been this COVID year. It's been tough.
Yeah, it's been a long while. So hey, brick by brick, baby. And number 80, easy number comes to me as well. Tony Thrill Hill, another Dallas Cowboy from the heyday, scoring touchdowns left and right. The deep ball from Danny White, Roger Staubach, all the boys. So I'm sure you have somebody to fight back.
Yeah, I mean, come on, look, I've given up. I've given way for a lot of Cowboys guys. Tony Thrill Hill, Jerry Rice probably goes down as maybe. I mean, it's arguably the greatest receiver of all time. I don't put him in the greatest receiver of all time, but certainly he's Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Fame. I mean, Jerry Rice. I don't think there's too many people that argue.
I know it's better receiver than him. I don't think.
And then you also have great tight end Kellen Winslow and Chris Carter, the touchdown maker. All he does is catch touchdown passes.
Yeah.
Chris Carter. So
Steve Largent was another big 80. I like Steve Largent back in the day. I think he's a senator now.
I mean, I'll give up. You said you had somebody in the 80s. You're gonna put your foot down on with the Cowboys thing. It's not this. This is not the one.
Won't be this one.
All right.
No.
So we got lots of stuff, Web. I mean, like tons of stuff. You know, we have all season long to get into Stafford, Goff, the Texans quarterback,
whatever's going to happen.
Watson.
That's good off
all
season.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
To me, this is about Tennessee. I thought it might have made a nice hire this week. Heupel as their head coach, University of Tennessee.
The volunteers you talk about. Yeah, he got panned a little bit on that. I was surprised, but I thought it was a good hire myself.
Right,
they need somebody vanilla. They need someone who can take the job for more than like 2 years and not have a skeleton come out of the closet.
Right. Poor thing. John Chaney. Famous Temple coach died that hits you guys in Freehold. When we were growing up, John Chaney was the coach and probably the best basketball player that ever played at Freehold High School. Tim Perry went on and played for Coach John Chaney. So very sorry about his passing. He was all quality guy as far as everything. I still remember Webb that press conference when he came out. Really went after. Was the Kentucky coach? I think he was at UMass at the time.
Yeah, it was John Calipari. Yep, that was been down the Final Four. Yeah, that was good. And he always had like a towel with him. He had a deep raspy voice. Right. He was a good coach. He took that program, basically knowing that they were always solid.
Right, they were always in the NCAA tournament, always tough. Played that matchup zone defense that they were known for. One of the things, Webb, he used to have his players come in and practice at 5 a.m. every morning. I think they would have to come in and practice every morning at 5 a.m. He used to say, man, it just keeps them out of trouble, man. They're tired by the time the night rolls around.
They might have worked. I'd never heard that, but that's not the worst idea, I don't think.
Right. And so sorry, condolences to the Chaney and the Temple family. Stay right there in Philly. The Eagles coach came out and had his press conference the other day. Looked like a deer in headlights. Total deer in headlights.
It looked like an 8th grader, like doing his first thing in front of the class, like his first public speaking.
His first book report.
I don't know how this dude is going to stand up in front of a team, and how he's going to stand up in front of the Philly media, even, after a tough loss to the Giants. Or the Cowboys or the Redskins where they choke on Sunday Night Football, and he's going to have to answer some hard questions. I don't know. It was not a good look.
Right. So, but like I say, I'm just mentioning those things real quick. These are things we can talk about all off season.
Yeah,
all off season.
We'll need to talk about them, so we don't need to. We're going to need some space filler.
This is the Super Bowl extravaganza episode.
That's special.
Right. Okay. So, do we have a pick yet, or are we waiting on our pick? We're gonna have the psychic out here, Sasha Boudreaux. Maybe we can do her first, or even got a pick from Devyn Weber. Maybe we can do her. Sharon's got a pick for her. She got the Gatorade right last year, so she's got a new pick for the Gatorade. How we want to do?
Why don't we lead with them, and then we can we'll just get back to our normal show. We'll talk about what we think and stuff like that.
All right, we're back here, Webb. We last year we had our good buddy Sasha Boudreaux came on. It was Sasha Clenot last year. Now it's Sasha Boudreaux. She's gotten married since last Super Bowl. But she's our local area psychic here, I guess you'd call it. Sasha, what do you do? Why don't you explain to everybody who you are, what you do, and we're gonna get down into some of the Super Bowl stuff so all the people get the information.
Well, I guess the easiest way to describe it is that I was just kind of born with the gift of being able to see things before they happen. And some people call it energy. Some people say it's a spirit guide. I call it energy. But yeah, so I can usually I'm never wrong unless I'm stressed out. But yeah, I can usually
all right, well, relax yourself. Kick back for a couple minutes. Put your feet up. With
do you have any Xanax? Take some Xanax or something.
Yeah, get some bourbon going. Relax yourself. No stress.
No.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about what you do. I know you're involved in a lot of. We have the Bourbon Street convention that you do usually, and I know the COVID has screwed up some of those things. But tell us a little bit about some of the places that we can find you, either on Twitter or Facebook or anything like that, or anything you want to plug real quick, and then we'll get right into all the picks.
All right. Well, like you said, I host what's called Haunted Bourbon. It's a paranormal convention. I try to bring in educational speakers, and then we usually donate half the proceeds or half the profit to a local charity. And I am the founder of Unnerved Paranormal, and we right now at least are focusing on local businesses and a lot of research. And you can find us on Facebook, I think Twitter, and maybe Instagram. I'm not a social media guru, but I know Facebook. We're on Facebook.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna get right in it. I sent you some things in advance to let you know what we'd be looking for. Let me ask you, like, do you get like a vision? Do you have like a crystal ball over there? What's the process? Do you just you have feelings about things?
Well, I only bring out the crystal ball for special occasions. So
obviously the crystal ball's out now.
The Super Bowl Sunday. That doesn't get no more special.
Right, it's about the biggest weekend of the year, Sasha. Come on.
This is true. So yeah, basically it depends on the situation. I get both like a gut instinct. We all have that instinct where we see somebody and we just know that either not a good person or they're not safe. For me, that's like heightened. And but sometimes I do have visions, kind of like, as cheesy as it sounds, Phoebe from Charmed. It's, I mean, not as dramatic, but the same basic concept where it's either, like a little movie clip or picture or something like that.
Okay, so all right, we got it's a Super Bowl Sunday here, Sasha. We need some picks. Me and Webb are going to get into the game and everything later on, but we need some like inside information on these crazy prop bets. So we the first thing that came up when we saw is okay, so it's just something as simple as the coin flip. Okay, we're looking for a lot of right to start all your day right. You like to get that early bet in and get the early win right off the bat. As simple as heads or tails. How do you feel about the coin flip in the Super Bowl Sunday?
I'm going to say tails, even though logically it would normally be heads, but for some reason I'm saying tails.
All right, okay. Tails. And if I remember correctly, you got this right last year. I don't remember whether you said heads or tails, but you got tails last year.
All right, tails it is. All right, easy enough. Tails. I'm all about it.
Oh, and there's another one. Actually, this might even be before the coin flip. So I guess there's some artists called Jasmine Sullivan and Eric Church. I don't even know who they are personally, but they'll be singing the national anthem. Okay. And there's an over-under for 1 minute and 59 seconds. So basically like 2 minutes and there's an over-under, whether you think it's going to go longer than 1 minute and 59 seconds or shorter than 1 minute and 59 seconds.
Again, it doesn't make logical sense, but I'm going to go with under.
Really? That's a surprise. That's a shocker.
Yeah, it doesn't. It sits right with me, but my brain wants to fight it because it just does not make sense. But for some reason, under's also sticking out.
Okay. And now we're going to get to that too with the total in the for the game of but we'll get to that in a second. So some other things that were pretty cool. I saw one up there, Webb. It said, what's going to be said first during the broadcast? COVID or pandemic? We know this is very important. Very important stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be COVID only because it's so much easier to say. But it will be. That is close.
I think you're starting to use a little too much logic here, Sasha.
Yeah, right.
I know.
for the gut feel. The somebody's going to tap you on the shoulder and say COVID or something like that.
Yeah, right. It's COVID-19 pandemic. So that technically COVID comes first.
That's true.
Okay. There's one on here that says Patrick Mahomes, the color of his headband, and there's choices. There's red, black, gray, or white.
Yeah, I don't even know. I haven't kept up with the players, so I have no idea. I mean, obviously he wears headbands, so I want to go with red.
Red. It's probably a good one. That's the favorite. Red's the favorite. Red's the favorite.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Well, that's their colors are red, so that's you probably most.
Red.
But I mean, black and gray all goes.
I think he wore gray last week, didn't he? I think.
I didn't notice. I did not notice as well. Okay, now this was a big one last year that my wife got this one right last year.
Oh yeah,
and she'll be weighing in on this later too. The color of the Gatorade that's going to be thrown on the coach at the end of the game. The choices are orange, red/pink, yellow, green, lemon, lime, like the basic Gatorade color that you would see from a long time, purple, clear, or blue.
All right, Smitt, hold on before you go. So that we're saying like the yellow green is one color.
Yes.
Okay.
Yellow, green, lemon, lime. That's like
right. That's the original. The original
right.
when it
original.
First came out.
I would call that original Gatorade.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
This one was actually hard because I keep flip flopping. I want to go with more purple, but red was kind of sticking out there. And this is actually what happened to me last year because I was going to go with the same color your wife said, but I second guessed myself last year.
All right.
And
it happens. Whenever she says something to me, I usually second guess myself.
Yeah. So it's and when she said that, I'm going, you know what? I'm going to regret it. And I did, because that was the one that I got. That was one of the ones I got wrong last year. But so I don't know how popular purple is, but for some reason that one's sticking out for me.
All right, purple. That would be off the cuff too, because that's plus 600. That's like an underdog.
That'd be huge.
So purple, that would be good. You'd
that'd
cash
be great.
in big if the purple comes in. All right. And so now, Webb, do you have anything other than the game? And what about? Are you seeing any numbers? Like a lot of people play these pools with the square pools, and also like maybe jersey. Like, are you seeing any visions of jersey numbers? Maybe somebody that might be the MVP. Is there any numbers that come to mind that you can think of real fast?
When you just asked that, the number 9 and the number 14 stuck out. Because I think we talked about this last year, where that whether it was going to MVP or injury, those are the two numbers that stick out to me.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. I'm not sure who's number 14 and number 9.
I think Sammy Watkins is 14. I think.
It could be. Could be. And like I say, it could be a game total, it could be a number or whatever. We don't know. But last year, I think something you came up with number wise was like one of the running backs did really good.
Yeah,
the amount of
34 or something. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So and then okay, so now it's Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're getting 3 points from the Kansas City Chiefs. Sasha, this is a chance. Who's going to win and cover this football game?
Yeah.
As much as it turns my stomach, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers, and that's a gut feeling. But it's the Saints aren't in there, so anything other than the Saints hurts.
I hear you. Webb will make fun of you for being a homer. That's what he does to me when I bring up the Saints, but that's okay.
It's all right, Sasha. You're a guest.
Yeah. Okay, and now the game total, the amount of points is about 56. Do you think it's going to be total points between both teams? Do you think it'll be above that or less than that? So the over or under?
Total
for
points
the
in the game.
Combination of
correct.
2 teams, yes.
Correct.
Okay, over.
Over.
All right. Me and you, Sasha, are
like that.
vibing over here.
I think I might be having these same visions in my head.
I saw him last night. I've seen him a couple times myself.
All week long, I've been looking for these some verification on these numbers or something. All right. Well, want to say thank you very much.
Wait, before you go, Sasha, I got a couple more for you. Now, I think the halftime show is The Weeknd is doing something, and I know Ariana Grande, and I think Neo maybe. One of the props that I saw here is, will they be on stage? Do you see any vision of a performer on a stage or off a stage or stage? Any of those? Anyone's, something like that?
I'm actually getting that it's going to be a mediocre performance.
Okay.
But I do see that they're all going to just be on like a regular stage, nothing
Stage,
fancy. I mean, normal fireworks. I'm not.
It will be on a stage.
Okay. Yeah, but nothing like the Katy Perry, lion or whatever she had. Nothing overly drastic.
Gotcha. And then just one along those same lines. Will there be any will they get political at all? Any of those performers? Will they mention Biden and or Trump? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if you need to be
It's unavoidable. It's unavoidable.
Yeah,
All right,
I'd love to use my psychic gift on that one, but
right. All right. Well, those are some money plays for sure.
All right, Sasha, thank you very much. Huge Super Bowl. I hope you have a great time. You and David. I hope you catch the game and spread the word. Listen to some Wager Makers podcast, and hopefully we get cash in on a lot of money here. That's what I think.
That's it.
Right. Thank you, Sasha. Take care.
Thanks so much, Sasha. See you next year.
All right. Thank you very much to Sasha Boudreaux. Web, there you have it, right? We got, just so anybody didn't catch that, okay, we got tails on the coin flip.
Yep.
Got under for the 1 minute and 59-second national anthem.
Yeah, that's a surprise, I think.
COVID is going to be mentioned before it's going to be said before pandemic.
That doesn't surprise me, I guess.
Yep. Red is going to be the color of Mahomes' headband.
That's not
that's the favorite. That's minus 400. I might want to stay away from that one.
Yeah.
But okay, and then she's got I think she said purple as the Gatorade.
Yeah,
color.
that's it. Hey, you never know. That would be that's a stretch, though. I think.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm surprised purple's even on the list.
She said they will mention political things on there. I think that's probably a given.
Well, what we said at the halftime show, I think it said something I think it's the Weeknd, maybe Neo, I think, something like that. And then Ariana Grande, they said, would they mention Biden and or Trump or something like that? And the other one was, will they be performing on a stage? I guess that has something to do with maybe COVID. I don't know. Are they performing?
Right. Or just on the field or up in the stands or maybe someplace some other studio somewhere. Something like that.
But those are viable winning money bets. They're going to pay American money.
The number 9 and the number 14 could come into play. That's
interesting. Number 9, I don't see. I don't know. But both Watkins is 14 and then Chris Godwin's 14 as well. So that does have some potential for something. 14-9 ended first quarter, something like that.
And Sasha likes Tampa Bay and the over.
Yep.
She may not be the only one, but we're going to give our picks at the end of the day, a little tease. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Now we're going to welcome Devyn Weber to the show. All right, I'd like to welcome Devyn Weber to the show. We've seen her father for the last year, and she says we're not really doing good enough on the YouTube subscribers. So I want everybody out there to subscribe and like and hit the bell too, right, Devyn?
Yeah.
All right. So tell me, your dad doesn't always pick the winners. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. Do you feel comfortable about making a prediction for the Super Bowl?
Sure.
Okay. Who do you first of all, do you have a favorite team?
No.
No? Not in anything? I see you wear the North Carolina Tar Heels stuff sometimes. You like them?
Yeah.
So you don't have a favorite football team? Not the Cowboys like your dad?
I guess.
You don't have to say you like the Cowboys. He can't hear right now. He doesn't have the headphones on. You can say you don't like the Cowboys if you want.
I don't really have an opinion.
All right. So now what about for the Super Bowl? It's the Chiefs against the Buccaneers. Do you have a feeling about who's going to win?
I feel like the Chiefs will win.
Oh, the Chiefs? They're pretty good. They're pretty good. Man, I don't know. We're going to have to make a pick here in a little while, me and your dad. We had a psychic come on and she picked the Buccaneers. And then I don't know what we're going to do. But now that you like the Chiefs, we'll have to decide who's going to win. But good luck. Are you going to put a little money on the game?
Sure.
All right. Good luck. Well, thanks for joining us, Devyn. It's great to see you.
Bye. Thank you.
All right. Well, there you go, Webb. Devyn came in. She's not feeling the psychic power of Tampa. I don't know if you can hear the whole conversation there. But Devyn goes with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep, she went with the Chiefs. She's been saying the Chiefs, so that didn't surprise me. All
right, so we're getting all the opinions here, all the opinions. Well, we got the psychic, we got Devyn, and now I don't know if everybody remembers from earlier in the season. We got the famous chickens.
The chickens are back right before, but they're going to be buffalo wings for Sunday. We'll make our picks today. We'll be frying them up on Sunday.
They'll finally be worth something, maybe at a little chicken wings.
That's right.
So if you're listening on where you don't see the podcast, I'm just gonna tell you right now what happens. And if you're on YouTube, then you can actually see the chickens themselves.
Yeah. See on YouTube or Spotify more accurately.
Right, Spotify more accurately.
Okay, guys, you've been waiting all year. This is the money play of the year. All you Tom Brady bandwagon jumpers, you don't got a shot. We're going KC all the way. Go Chiefs.
I'm just okay. So the chickens picked Kansas City, but I want to say a little something before we move a little forward. Okay, I don't know what you call them. The chicken master, the chicken keeper, the chicken. I don't know if it's political correctness. K master. I don't know what the leader of the chickens is, but I can just say the leader of the chickens is from Missouri.
Yes.
May have been brainwashed, and I have a feeling the man in charge of the chickens, he may have gotten bored with the chicken picks at some point during this thing, and I'm not sure, but he might be just picking the chicken picks on his own.
Right.
Not really the
chickens.
Yeah.
You don't want no swine flu.
Right.
COVID is bad enough.
He's afraid. I don't know what the deal is, but he's got his own chickens right in his backyard. They're his own chickens, but I don't know. But just take the chicken pick with a grain of salt. That either the chickens are brainwashed or they're not even making the picks at all. But
we have no video evidence of it like we did early in the season. Is that what you're telling me?
Right. We have just a computerized chicken head saying that they like Kansas City.
I got you.
All right. So there we have that. Okay. Just want to let everybody know we talked about the Gatorade. And Sharon got that right last year. And she took a crazy pick, I think, this week, but it's plus 400 in the thing I saw. She's going with the classic yellow, green, lemon, lime Gatorade. Now, I don't even know if I've seen that in years. Certainly not seen it dumped on anybody in a long time. But that's what she's going with.
I think that's a solid pick. That's plus 400. That's a good pick, I think. What's the favorite? Orange?
Orange is the favorite at plus 125. Red pink is plus 300. That's what I think she got last year was the red. But I think she was at plus 5. I think she won $500 on that.
It was. Yep.
There's clear is plus 600 and
clear.
Blue. Yeah, like I guess water. Like
water.
Up ice water. Blue is plus 700. Yeah, and purple, like Sasha likes, is plus 600.
All right.
Okay, so far, Webb, we've got Tampa Bay by Sasha.
Yep.
We've got Devyn's got Kansas City.
Yep.
And the chickens.
The chickens
at the city.
Well, that's no surprise, like you said.
Right. I think there's been a little
right. The fix was in. There was a fox in the hen house on that one there, Smitt.
If it's Webb, so now I guess it's down to the nitty gritty, Webb. It's down to us. What we think. Did you see? First of all, in the props, I know you've looked at some of the prop bets and everything. Did you see? I can tell you, I've seen a couple things in the MVP odds that I thought were intriguing. You see anything pop out to you when you look at some of those?
First of all, it'll make your fucking head explode, all the props. I did see a bunch. I mean, the first one that struck to me is over, under, and touchdown passes. 1.5. Mahomes is minus 420, which is a huge number, and Brady's minus 300. I don't think there's any way that both of them don't throw 2 touchdown passes. There's no freaking way. Right. So I do like, though, I don't know. I mean, it is a big number, but it's almost a lock. If you go over to 2.5, the odds drop pretty significantly, but I don't know that I would do that. That was one I looked at and I liked. Another interesting one, Brady's longest run of the game, a half a yard.
So he just got to fall forward for a yard.
If he falls forward for a yard, you win that bet. But there's also total yards. His total yards is over half of a yard as well. But you got to keep it. You got to keep sacks and everything involved in that. So
does a sack count as against rushing yards? I know it does in college, but I don't know if it does.
I think it does. I think it would. Yeah. I think it does. Yeah.
I don't know. We might have to get verification on that.
All right. Well, that's what I'd stay away from that one. But I do like Brady over a half a yard total for the game, or no, it was longest run over a half yard. So even if he's on the goal line, they do the quarterback sneak.
Right, quarterback sneaks a yard.
Yep, that's it.
And they do that. They do that a lot on fourth downs.
Yeah,
I mean, all over the field. Whenever it's a 4th and a half a yard, they run up in quarterback sneak, or even just third and 1, they do it sometimes.
Yeah, and I would see even if he's kind of close to the lines, like you said, he could just kind of get tripped up and fall forward for a yard or so. I did look at Sammy Watkins over under on his catches was 3.5. I like the under in that. It's a pretty decent. It was like -110. He really hasn't played that much in his entire time in Kansas. He hasn't played that much his entire time in the NFL, but I don't know that he's going to get 3.5 catches when Kelsey's going to get 9. The other dude, Tyreek Hill, is going to get like 7, and then all the other dudes. I don't know that he's going to get over 3.5. I looked at that one. And then the Fournette over 50.5 yards. I'm not sure. I looked at that a little bit. His first carry over 3.5 yards and 11.5 carries for the game. I thought that might have been interesting. Gronk over 2.5 catches, I think. And then Mike Evans over 24.5, over 2.5 catches, I think, for -120.
All right, cool. There you go, folks. There's a few that you might like, especially, want to mention right now that Thrive Fantasy. That's what this stuff's all about, man. The over and under yards, catches, totals, points, all that kind of stuff. Don't forget, use Wager Makers as the promo code there, and you get a little money added to. You get double the money added to your stuff there. Web, in the MVP odds, man, I saw some things like obviously your Mahomes and your Brady's and your Kelseys and your Hills are like pretty much, a given. Yes. But I'm thinking the opposite way, Web. I like to go for the big play on these things. You know me. I like to go for the big play. I don't see any reason to lay money on a almost 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 MVP pick. So I'm thinking the opposite way, Web. Imagine a dude on defense that comes up with 2 turnovers, say.
Right. Yes.
And Antoine Winfield Jr. or a Honey Badger. You get maybe a pick 6 and recover a fumble.
I bet you Honey Badger's on there somewhere.
They are. Listen, I'm setting it up.
I got you.
I got it all right here. You don't have to look.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. This is all a setup. So Antoine Winfield Jr. is plus 15,000. In other words, you get 100, you get 15,000. And not only that, but we saw Devin White go absolutely crazy. In the postseason. He's at plus 4,000. Also Leonard Fournette, who has had a tremendous postseason. I could easily see him running for $150, maybe catching a touchdown, maybe 2 touchdowns,
right,
and runs for 150. That can certainly happen. He's at plus 3,000. And then you got the Honey Badger too. I don't see where the Honey Badger's number is here somewhere, but I just gotta find it. But
you just saw him.
Tyrann Matthews plus 5,000.
Will he have interceptions like plus 475?
There you go. These dudes come up like I could easily see one of these defensive guys. The game could still be 35-31, but if a defensive guy comes up with 2 stops on his own or a pick 6, that could be enough. Just like your guy, like your guy for the Cowboys had against Neil O'Donnell that year.
Barry Brown,
right? Had the 2 pick 6s, I think. And got himself an MVP. That could be something here. Everybody knows Mahomes. Everybody knows Tom Brady and Mike Evans and all the weapons all these guys have. But I like to look outside the box when it comes to these prop bets.
Listen, I ain't mad at you. I get it.
All right. So let's move on. Webb, who we talked last week. I was kind of early on leaning Kansas City. You were leaning Tampa. I've had some time to think about it. I've had some, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not trying to convince myself one way or another. Sometimes it's easy to find facts if you're trying to convince yourself one way or another. So I tried to go out there and think about like Tampa, and I was like, Webb likes Tampa, man. You know what? And I kind of looked into the game that they played earlier in the season, these 2 teams. And really, Kansas City jumped out all over him and got up 17-0 in the first quarter. And the game ended up being tight. I think it was a 3-point game. It ended up by the time it was all over.
I think so.
So if you take away that first 10 minutes of the game, where I think Hill at one point had like 7 catches out of 7 targets for like 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns, something ridiculous. like early on in the game. I can't imagine that Tampa Bay is going to come out and not be able to find Hill early in the, like, you know what I mean? I can't imagine the defense playing that bad in the first half of this game again. So, but I also was listening to Scott Van Pelt the other night, and he was trying to think. He said, he's like, I always love taking underdogs. I always love taking underdogs, but he's like, this is one of those ones where I could easily convince myself of taking Tampa, and then midway through the second half, be like, what the hell did I do that for?
Yeah, well, you could do that every game. Well, thanks for the insight there, Scott.
Yeah, he said it'd be like betting against Bama.
No,
So-
I don't know about
So
that.
anyway, I think I've talked myself into maybe going with the old man, more so about the defense and the running game of Tampa, and less about the quarterback position. But I can be swayed either way.
Well, the first of all, the layup pick here is 56. The game is going over 56 points. They're both scoring 28 points. It doesn't even matter even if Tampa Bay comes out and it's 21-3 or something, it's going to get close, 21-24. You're going into that fourth quarter, something like that. And then even the opposite, even if Kansas City comes out and starts whooping ass and they're up, Brady's going to throw the ball every time. They're going to go for it on fourth down, and they're just going to score points.
Right. If somebody gets blown out, they're also going to score like crazy.
Yeah. And neither team, especially the Chiefs, they don't know how to run the ball. They don't want to run the ball. So that doesn't even matter. So I think that's I think we're both agree on the over 56. Now I really like the game at 3.5. It wouldn't even be too much of a conversation. But I look at both teams, and I just think man to man or player to player that Tampa Bay's just better, especially on the defensive lines and the linebackers. Secondary maybe a little bit different, and they're hurting. KC's hurting on the offensive line, and that just doesn't bode well. You want to mention someone who could sneak in. Maybe JPP or whatever, come in with 2 sacks, a strip sack, and recovers a fumble. Levante David's nasty. They got the other dude, Shaquille Barrett's another dude, can come up with a 3-sack game or pick ball, a fumble recovery. So you can't ever. It's real tough. This game's not. When we bet this Tampa Bay, it's not going to be over until that final. Yeah. Until the final whistle blows, because they're never out of the Mahomes is never out of the game. But I do like this morning it was +3 with no juice, so we could have bought it to 3 -115. But now it's +3 -105. So when we buy it to 3.5, it's going to go up to -125. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy that, take Tampa Bay plus the 3.5 at 125, and then I probably put double that wager on the over. That way I'm covered.
Okay, I like it. Tampa Bay. We're going with the GOAT.
And not only that, Smitt, it's hard to repeat. It's hard for them. It's a testament to them that they even made it back to the game this year. It is at home for Tampa Bay. I don't know if I'm really not sure what that means or doesn't mean. But it's just hard to repeat. That's the trouble on the offensive line. Just too much adding up to, and then, even they could even have a miraculous comeback and win by 1 and we still win. So.
And I'll tell you, even as great as Mahomes looked last week, that turf toe hobbled him a little bit last week. He didn't look like he got away a couple times but this defense is going to be way better than Buffalo's defense. Not even the same ballpark.
They're going to be on him like a shot from the edge. If Mahomes doesn't run up the middle for 75 yards, we're in good shape, I think.
Right. I do. I like Tampa Bay's defense. I think everything about Tampa Bay's team has been built into this point. There's been times during the year when they struggled. Times during the year when we were like, man, what is this team ever gonna come around?
Yeah, waiting for him to play well. Yeah,
right.
Yep.
But man, this defense and with White in the middle. If anybody's looking for
another thing, right?
There's a lot of anybody in Louisiana looking for a little local flavor. You look no further than the Honey Badger and Devyn White on both sides of the ball. Unbelievable. Obviously, Leonard Fournette. There's plenty. I
wonder if Devyn White played in that first game, because he missed some time there in the middle.
He may not have, because he missed some time earlier on.
Yeah, that's interesting too. Yeah,
and now, he certainly played like an absolute beast.
He's been a monster. Yeah, he monster.
And when you look at the offenses, we've talked about the diminishment of Drew Brees, but when you look at the offenses that they've played in the playoffs, they've made Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers look abysmal.
Yeah, inept, right?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Mahomes is head and shoulders above both of those guys. Nobody's taking nothing away from Mahomes, but I feel comfortable taking Tom Brady and Arians. Arians has been there before. He's been in the Super Bowl before. With Arizona, came up a little short in that one. I'm comfortable taking Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Arians fan. I like Todd Bowles as a defensive coordinator, maybe not so much as a head coach. Like I said, all things considered, it's hard. I get the comparison to betting against Bama, but you got Tom Brady on the other side. It's not like we're betting, Vanderbilt against Alabama here. This is a heavyweight fight. If you take it's silly to say, but you take Mahomes out of it, this game isn't even close. But I just think, man for man, I think it's a better team on the other side.
Yep, I think so. I think the addition of Leonard Fournette this year, even we haven't even talked about Antonio Brown. He's good for a couple catches.
Yep.
And then the defense is just so solid. Obviously, everybody knows Mahomes and Kelsey and Hill, but once you get past that, and obviously, Honey Badger.
It's all Mahomes. It's Mahomes does everything.
Honey Badger's opportunistic in the secondary.
Yeah,
just don't throw it to him. Just don't throw it to him.
Stay away from him. Right. Then you got the couple guys on the defensive line, but the offensive line of Tampa Bay is strong, man. It's strong. They keep that pocket. If Brady can step up, that's all. I mean, that's it.
And like you say, the left tackle's out, and I believe the center also might.
Yeah, there's a couple guys. I think they're on their third left tackle. I think even because one guy opted out, the French dude, and then they lost the guy who came in for him. So I mean, that just feeds into these guys are playing. A guy like Jason Pierre-Paul, like this is his whole. This is it. It's what he came. These guys are just going to ball out on that offensive line. It's almost Casey's had some success. Not that the game's diminished for them at all, but it's just that dude's going to be fired up.
All right. So there you have it. Webb, right from his lava lamp in New Jersey.
We're working on the studio here. In
As you can see, we're both kind of like this is like a fancy green screen thing behind me, and Webb's in the middle of a gumball machine over there or something.
Yeah, I got something going on. I got the psychedelic 60s going on behind me. All right. I'm just trying to figure it out. It's all for you guys. It's all for the betterment of the show.
So it's official. And if anybody wants to know anything else about sports, we'll be talking about it every week. But this was Super Bowl day. The Chicken's got Kansas City. Devyn's got Kansas City. The Psychic has Tampa Bay in the over. We got Tampa Bay in the over. I like it. We were 2-0, 3-0 in last game's round. We're number 6 Web in NFL postseason at sportswatchmonitor.com. Let's do it. Tampa Bay in the over.
Keep it going.
If anybody has any questions leading up to game time, please email us at thewagermakers@gmail.com. Mention us on Instagram at The Wager Makers, Twitter at The Wager Makers, Facebook, The Wager Makers Podcast. You can also go Wager Makers Talk page on Facebook. Any question at all? Do you think Kelsey's going to catch 6 passes or 7? I don't know. Let us know. All right. Anyway, I think that's it for tonight. You guys that's our Super Bowl extravaganza.
Check us out on Sports Watch, Smith. We're blowing NHL, NBA, certainly college hoops.
Doing good. I think we got Ohio State tonight. They're winning, and but I got bad news about the Canadians are losing so far. So that's a bad one. I need to go 3-1.
Wrong from over.
Well, it's through two. All
right,
and now by 2. So we'll see. All right. Thank you, John Groh, for the bumper music. Thank you, C. Reilly and Little Saint the Goat for the ending music. Thank you, MN3 Technologies and Nick Perrone. Thank you, Wilbur Investigations and George Burge. Everyone who listened, hey, this is the culmination of our year. Super Bowl Sunday. Have a great day. So my favorite holiday of the year coming up Sunday.
That's right. It's like Christmas, baby. It's Christmas morning.
iHeartRadio. Devyn will tell you how to play YouTube.
Hey guys, it's Devyn. Make sure you subscribe to the Wager Makers podcast on YouTube, like all their videos, and click that bell so that you turn on your post notifications and you never miss another video.
And you know all the other things we're on. Have a great week. Have a great Super Bowl Sunday. Win some money, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Absolutely. Brick by brick, baby. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sasha Boudreaux. Thank you, Devyn Weber. Thank you, Sharon Smith. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Spotify is our preferred listening mode. Second would be YouTube. And again, hit us up. Like Smith said, we'd love to get some chatter going before the big game. And we got winners for you, man. Keep listening.
Welcome to the Wager Makers Podcast with Web and Smitt.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Wager Maker Podcast.
Brick by brick, baby.
Yeah.
Here comes the Wager Maker Express.
I hear y'all sick of losing money cause y'all don't know how to bet. Better hit that Wager Maker podcast with Smitt and Web. They gon' show y'all how to do this. Take these notes like y'all some students. Y'all can't seem to pick them right. Well, tonight y'all lucky night. It's that Wager Maker podcast. Wager Maker podcast. Wager Maker podcast. Your bookie getting sick cause we built this brick by brick. It's that Wager Maker podcast. It's that Wager Maker podcast. It's that Wager Maker podcast. Come and place your bets with that WM Express. Let's go.